Welcome to my channel. Here are the top 10 most expensive foods in the world. Number 10 is Almas caviar. There's a reason why caviar is one of the most luxurious delicacies around. The eggs of certain fish, like sturgeon, are hard to harvest, and they take a long time to mature. This means that the supply is always lower than the demand, which drives up the price. But this is especially true for beluga caviar, also known as Almas caviar, because it can only be harvested from a specific species of sturgeon found in the Caspian Sea. And these fish have very particular living conditions that make harvesting even more difficult. To get the best quality Almas caviar, you'll need to pay $300 per pound, or about $6,600 per kilogram. But that's not the most expensive food in the world. Make sure to stay tuned for no one on this list. No. 9 is fugu. Fugu is a Japanese dish made with pufferfish. It's actually considered a national specialty of Japan. Preparing fugu requires special skills, which is why chefs have to go through extensive training and certification programs before they are allowed to cook it. In the United States, for example, chefs must pass both a written test and a practical exam before receiving their certification. The exam consists of identifying poisonous parts of the fish, demonstrating knowledge of proper preparation techniques, and showing how well the chef can handle the tools needed to prepare the fish. On average, you can expect to pay between $70 and $200 for a serving of this dish. But in some high-end restaurants, prices can go much higher. One bite of this delicacy costs over $200. That's more than $860 per kilogram. Number 8 is sapphire. This may be the rarest steak in the world. Sapphire comes from a small farm in Australia, and its Wagyu beef cattle are fed on a special diet consisting of Australian grains, including red and green lentils, canola, wheat, and barley. The meat is then cooked super slowly over charcoal for hours until it reaches medium rare perfection. According to some reports, only 3 restaurants outside of Australia serve this kind of steak. So if you want to try it, you'll have to travel. The cost is around $240 per serving, or about $529 per kilogram. Number 7 is truffles. Truffles grow underground, so they're really hard to find, which makes them valuable. There are many types of truffles, but black summer truffles are among the rarest and most expensive. They're typically found in Italy, France, Spain, and Australia. But despite being extremely hard to find, they're often destroyed during the search process, since they look a lot like dangerous poisonous mushrooms. This further reduces the supply of truffles, making them more expensive. Truffles typically cost $325 per pound, or $716 per kilogram. No. 6 is bluefin tuna. Bluefin tuna is a very popular ingredient in sushi and sashimi. It has a creamy texture and a rich, buttery flavor that's really hard to beat. But bluefin tuna is an endangered species. That means there are strict regulations in place to control fishing. For this reason, it's usually pretty expensive. In some cases, it can reach up to $547 per kilogram. No. 5 is royal jelly. Royal jelly is a substance secreted by honey bees. It's used to feed the queen bee, and it's supposed to help her live longer. That's because royal jelly contains a bunch of vitamins, minerals, proteins, and antioxidants that are good for the human body. Most people won't have any trouble finding royal jelly at health food stores. You can buy it fresh, freeze-dried, or in other forms. Royal jelly costs around $585 per kilogram. No. 4 is goose liver. This might sound gross, but don't knock it till you try it. Some people consider goose liver to be one of the most delicious foods in the world. It's a type of foie gras, which is French for fatty liver. Historically, it was considered a delicacy in ancient Greece and Rome, but today it's mostly associated with France. It's traditionally made by force-feeding domesticated geese, a grain-based diet. This makes their livers grow bigger and fattier, which improves their taste and texture. Now it's illegal to force-feed animals in some countries, including the United Kingdom, Australia, Germany, and parts of the US. However, this practice is still common in France and Spain. Regardless of how it's made, goose liver is definitely expensive. It can cost up to $660 per kilogram. No, 3 is white truffle. White truffles grow in the wild in Italy, Spain, China, and Australia. They're usually found during the fall. These fungi have a strong aroma and flavor. That's why they're so popular in cooking. They're often served with pasta, risotto, scrambled eggs, pizza, and more. White truffles can be pretty expensive. They typically cost $722 per kilogram. No, 2 is caviari. Not all caviar is created equal. That's why caviari is so expensive. It's made from sturgeon eggs, which are harvested using a process that minimizes damage to the fish. Then the eggs are aged for 8 months to enhance their flavor and texture. Finally, they're packed by hand and shipped overnight to customers. All of these steps require a lot of skill and attention to detail. It's no wonder why caviari costs so much. In fact, it's one of the most expensive foods on our list. A kilogram of this stuff will set you back a whopping $1,260. And now we've reached the most expensive food in the world. Before we reveal what it is, let's take a quick look at some other ridiculously priced dishes. For example, you can order a lobster and caviar pizza for $4,000. Or maybe you'd prefer a 24-karat gold leaf solid gold lobster, Thermidor, for $4,900. If you're not sure what that is, don't worry. I'm not either. We would probably like a hamburger for $6,390. Who can afford that? Or better yet, a bottle of 18-year-old Macallan single malt scotch with a personal note from Tom Cruise. It's going for a cool $10,000. But compared to the most expensive food in the world, none of these dishes are worth the price. No, one is uni. Uni is a Japanese word for sea urchin. It has a creamy texture and a salty, buttery flavor that some compare to a combination of vanilla custard and the finest champagne. Some people love it, while others hate it. The best way to enjoy uni is to eat it fresh as sashimi. And the best place to do that is in Japan. That's because most sea urchins contain toxins that make them unsafe for human consumption. Only a few species are safe to eat, and those are mostly found in cold coastal waters. Because of this, uni is very hard to get. It's often served at fancy restaurants in big cities. In some cases, the price is over $200 per serving. But that's nothing compared to the most expensive uni. One restaurant in Las Vegas serves uni flown directly from Japan for $150 per ounce or $300 per kilogram. Click the link to watch another video just made for you.